Hi everyone, it's Wednesday. It's time for News 2 Gives Back. I'm News 2 meteorologist Marcus Bagwell, and News 2 Gives Back is brought to you by Nashville Subaru in partnership with Goldstone Financial Group. And we are excited today to recognize the Maury County Regional EMS service and the hospital staff for their tremendous work during the May 8th tornado. You'll recall the EF3 tornado came through Columbia and Maury County. We unfortunately had a fatality here. This storm also crossed over the interstate, and if you've driven down through this area from Williamson County into Maury County, you'll clearly see as you approach exit 46 Highway 412 that tornado path as it crossed over the interstate. But we want to recognize the first responders that were here and ready to go to assist the folks during this particular time. I have several folks here I want to introduce you to. I have EMS Director Michael Donovan. We also have Miss Jamie Roan. She is one of the supervisors and was in the field that particular day. And we also have Miss Jessica Kincaid. She is the Administrative Director of the Emergency Services in the ER for Maury Regional Health. Michael, let's start with you. Tell us about May 8th and what that day was like and where you were at that particular time and what you saw as the evening unfolded.
So yeah, I was getting ready to go home, actually. Driving down Highway 50, headed home, when Jamie called me and said that there was hail in Lewis County and a structural collapse. So turned around, it was around 4:30ish, and I reported back to the EMA building at the EOC, which is where your department heads get together to watch. We knew this system was coming, didn't know exactly when it was going to hit, and didn't expect it to hit as soon as it did. So we were watching the cameras at, like you said, the News 2 camera on top of the hospital. We was watching cameras throughout Columbia fire departments. Actually watched it touch down at around 5:40, right out of Bear Creek Pike. That's when we started our response to the area. I have to thank my guys. They did a tremendous job. It's hard sitting in a classroom full of other people and not being out there with them. To coordinate the efforts of it. So, I want to commend Jamie and all the other crews that were there that day that stepped up, people that came in. Typically, we run 7 ALS trucks for a 24-hour period. We have 2 12-hour trucks that run during that time frame. So at the time, we had 9 trucks that would have been on. By the end of the response, we had 15 trucks that we converted, that people come in and we staffed. Including outside agencies. The list is too long to even expand on, but we have multiple agencies from outside the regions that sent in help that was assigned a task force to do the recovery phase. So I can't commend my guys enough. They did a great job.
Wow, that's great. Ms. Jamie, he spoke very highly of you, your team, people that work underneath you all. Tell us what it was like in the field. It had to be a very difficult day, but you also had a job to do, and it's one you do every day. It's saving lives, just now with debris everywhere.
So everything happened so fast. It went from a warning to it was on the ground, and we could actually see the rotation. We were already out there. So I just want to thank everybody. They literally put their safety aside to help everybody else at their time of need. So once we got there, it was complete chaos in the beginning. You had people literally running to us who had just lost everything they owned. They had the clothes on their back. And my first memory is twin baby girls. They were sopping wet. They had no food, no diapers, no anything. And just being able to hug them and their families as soon as they came in was super important. So we are thankful for everybody who came to help us from other agencies and all of our staff that came in. Not one person I can think of said no. Everybody came and they were willing to go wherever we needed them to go. So super thankful on the worst day of other people's lives. So.
Absolutely, and y'all were a great help, and then you all helped transport some folks over to the hospital. Miss Jessica, what was it like for you all there in your hospital that particular evening?
Absolutely. So for the afternoon, it was a busy afternoon in the emergency department at Maury Regional, as it usually is. So when we heard that there was a touchdown tornado, we were getting reports from the field that it was pretty catastrophic. at the time. So we prepared to take care of a lot of people. And what that looks like is a hospital-wide response of both people that are in the building at the time, assessing quickly what our resources are, how we can free up resources where we anticipate a large volume of critically injured patients potentially to come in. And what we found was this amazing response across the organization where we had nurses, doctors, unlicensed staff, hospital administrators. As soon as it was safe, they flocked to the organization, and we got ready. And it was we were ready with supplies, with blood products, with medication, so that we could stabilize everyone, and partnering with our EMS to what are we going to have to do next? What do we need to prepare for next? And that response is one that put me personally at great ease. And what I know confidently is we are ready, and we are ready for anything. And our teams are so dedicated to this community and the people that we serve that they, again, putting their own needs aside, we had a rush of community members come in and say, I'm ready to help. So it was a terrible experience, but it is also one that says we're here for our community, and we will be ready for whatever comes our way in the future.
And I want to ask all of you a question, and Ms. Jane, I'll come back to start with you, but can you all just tell us about how your staff is doing since that event? Were any of them specifically affected, and how you all are doing since then? Is there been any sort of new training initiatives that have come forth from that?
Absolutely. So on an annual basis, we partner within our community and with the state to practice a mass casualty event such as this. So shortly after this event, we had our practice round again. And through that, I think through any event where you stand it up and practice it, we make some tweaks. So that has happened as a result. We've had community members that are employees at Maury Regional personally affected with the tornado damage and have lost belongings and things like that. Maury Regional Healthcare Foundation, I know, has come in and provided some financial support for those employees. So I think all in all, the organization responded really well, and the community as a whole responded to support each other very positively.
How about you all from the EMS standpoint?
So the next day afterwards, we all come in for a debrief. And it was just pretty much like to get it out for anybody who was a part of it, and we invite anybody from who responded with us just to get it off your chest. And, everybody around you knows how you feel as well. So we also pointed out things that we would like to change and do better, because until it happens, you're truly not ready for it. So now that it has, I feel like it has helped us be so much more prepared for if anything else happens again.
Anything you want to add here?
I think she touched base on it pretty good there. Yeah, we did the debrief, did the pros and cons, looked up things that we could do, and as Jessica pointed out, we were actually supposed to have that exercise that week, and the tornado kind of disrupted that. So, but yes, very proud of everybody's efforts. Even with the hospital, EMS involved, the training that we do is invaluable.
Great. Well, thank you all so much, Michael. Thank you so much for your time, Miss Jamie. Thank you, and Miss Jessica. Thank you all very much. This is just three of the many people that were working to help for those that were in need on that particular day. We're very thankful for them. We're going to be back in a couple of weeks to recognize Maury County 911 for their help too during that. When you call 911, the first responders are there, and then these folks are there to take care of you too. We're excited to bring them lunch today. It's all brought to them by Nashville Subaru in partnership with Goldstone Financial Group, and I'm News 2 meteorologist Marcus Bagwell. Thanks for taking time to watch this edition of News 2 Gives Back.